Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is TJ Tao. Welcome back to my TJ Toe Tao channel, and welcome back to Tips with T, my podcast. This is episode 2. Thank you guys for the kind words and the kind messages and comments that y'all had on like all my social media platforms, like TikTok to YouTube Shorts to Facebook. And even my DMs. Like thank you guys so much because you guys don't know how much that helps me drive to continue doing this. Like I don't care how many views I get. I don't care how many people I reach, okay? As long as I get to somebody, okay? Impact somebody, that's gonna help me continue doing this, okay? Doing the podcast, like, it really opened my mind to like what I really want to like do besides just like football. Like, what is something that I want to pursue and kind of like um bring bring the attention back to me and not to something else. This podcast represents me loving myself, kind of putting myself out there more and like really uh enjoying finding peace and like I don't care who likes the podcast, who doesn't. Like this is all for me. Like I just want to put something of me out there and like kind of embrace who I am, kind of get step out of my comfort zone, kind of get into a little uncomfortable like situation where like, oh, like let's just try it. Like something new, something like that I never done before. It's just like an experience that I can gain and use for like future things that I want to do, future careers that I want to put myself into. Kind of help articulate my words that come out my mouth, using starting to use like big words to like emphasize things that I'm trying to explain. And like kind of really just sit comfortably in my own skin, kind of like trying to find out who I really am for real. I hope y'all like what I got right now. I got like a fresh fade like the other day by my brother. I'm not too like I'm not too busted looking like last time because I had my little ski mask on and I had my whole like baggy ass sweatshirt and all that. Let me turn up the brightness so y'all can see me more. But what my last podcast was about loving yourself, okay? And this whole podcast thing is literally me showing love for myself, me finally giving me a break of like, hey, TJ, like although like you are hurt, although like life life with football is on pause right now, what is something that you can do to continue inspiring people, to continue uplifting and enlightening somebody's life, and impacting them in some way. And I was like people do say like I talk with like that pastor talk, kind of like that motivational speaker type of vibe. And I was like, maybe I should water this a little bit because although I'm not like those type of motivation speakers where like they're yelling, screaming, all that like that. Well, I'm not like making fun of it. I'm saying like I want to be something like that. And like having this type of like platform, this podcast is gonna really help exercise that part of me of like, oh, okay, I let me put myself in an uncomfortable situation in front of a camera or my phone to like really get to somebody, really doing this for myself because like I said, the last podcast was about loving yourself and this is just representing me loving myself and letting me kind of not loose but kind of like watering something about me, because I don't have anybody. No, well, I'm grown, so I don't need anybody to water shit for me. Like if I find something that's a spark, that I know that is a spark and people mention it, I'm like, let me invest in this. Let me try to let me see what this is gonna lead me or take me, because I'm tired of uh like hindering myself. Okay, I'm tired of like hiding parts about me that I can give out to the world and like really help somebody. And I was like, let me, like I play football and I work out and I post my progress and I post like my training videos and that motivates people to be better for themselves too. I was like, and I'm not even talking to them. I'm not even doing anything. It's literally just me either or posing or like just playing football and having like all these like highlights of me. Like yeah, those are cool and all. Those are great actually, okay? But then like my voice, I don't want to hinder that because like you see these NFL guys or pro guys, they got to sit in front of a press and talk to the people about like practice, about the game, about like injuries and all that stuff. And they talk with a maybe probably because they're PR trained, but they talk with like that type of like um calmness, that type of like, oh, I'm gonna go up here, I'm just gonna say what I gotta say and dip out real quick. And like me, I want to express myself in this way, kind of like inspiring you guys, uh, telling you guys stories about me, or kind of depending on the topic, kind of bring in some things, sprinkle in a little bit of me, a little bit of lore of TJ Tao, of like, or how I really got to where I am right now. Although it's not anything crazy yet, it's still something, you know. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for the love, the support, the views, the likes, the shares. Like, I really do appreciate it, and you guys don't know, like when I see all these DMs of people checking up on me, like, oh, thank you for being vulnerable, thank you for sharing. You know, it really hit me in a good spot. Oh, thank you. That the people be like, that's really how it should be, you know, like blah blah blah. Thank you for talking about God. Thank you for helping leading people to God, you know. But yeah, today's topic is about staying disciplined, or just discipline in general. Sorry, I dropped my remote. It's gonna happen. This remote is literally this small. Okay. Uh, yeah, this topic is about discipline. All right, and what is discipline? Discipline, people get this shit confused, you know, like they look at motivation and they think motivation and discipline is the same thing. No, the hell's not. Motivation is like, if I was to like put an analogy on it, motivation is people talking about what they want to do. Okay, discipline is actually doing it. All right, this motivation is like, oh, okay, let's say you want to go hit the gym tomorrow. Okay, but then like, and then the next day you go hit the gym tomorrow. That is discipline. That is you keeping yourself in check. That is you really putting yourself like accountable, you know, holding yourself accountable. It's like, okay, well, if I make a plan for myself, I'm gonna do it, you know. And sometimes people, they don't follow through. You know, they wake up at the time that they're supposed to wake up. Like, let's say 6 in the morning, they wake up, snooze, go back to sleep. Wake up like 6:15, snooze again, go back to sleep. What is it? 7 a.m. snooze. You know, like, I'm not saying you're supposed to wake up at 6 and get up right away, you know, because I also struggle with that. That's why I had to set my alarm like 2 hours before I actually had to wake up, so I can just snooze until like my body just naturally gets up, you know. So yeah, and then, but I get up, I get ready, I get dressed, and I dip, you know, to the gym, because like, I make a plan for myself. I say, all right, bet, Mondays chest and shoulder days, can't miss that. Okay, Tuesdays arm day, can't miss that. Wednesdays back in abs, can't miss that. You know, like, I make a plan for myself, and then I'm like, okay, bet, let me go execute it. You know. But yeah, that's really what the difference between motivation and discipline. Okay, motivation is gonna, you know, hype you up. It's gonna be that person that's gonna hype you up to do something. Okay, your discipline is action. There's all action. It's like literally what you're gonna do. What you're gonna put yourself out there and like actually do it. You know, it don't matter if it's about fitness journey, about a business, about like anything that you want to commit to. You know what I mean? Like school, your career. You know, like things that you know you have to put a lot of work in, and then you do it, you know. So yeah, so it's all about action. Okay, you want to know how you find discipline? You got to really think about your future. If I'm being honest with you, think about your future, and think about like, what do you want to be, what do you want to become? Okay, who do you want to inspire? Who looks up to you? You know, like, you got to think about these plans, because like, now you don't got your mom and dad yelling at you, or maybe they are yelling at you, but they got high expectations. You're like, okay, I had all these sacrifices that I made for my kid. Let's see what he does, you know. And maybe not about motivation from your parents, or but just like you, like in your future, what do you see yourself doing? Okay, what are you doing right now to find what you want to do? Okay, what are you doing right now to find a motivation, and to find that discipline? You know, like, to have a reason to even like be in those situations, you know. And like, um you know, thinking about your future, thinking about the plans, you know, I don't want y'all to stress about it. Just kind of think and do. Okay, think and do, and be like, okay, well, it's gonna take step by step. Okay, just like, okay, well, I want to do this, and then how do I get there? You know, let's say, okay, because me, I was like, I want to open up a gym. What are some steps I can take so I can like get to the gym? You know, I'm not even by the financial stuff. Okay, right now I'm thinking about like the business stuff, the branding, the freaking what's the other thing, uh the marketing. Like, I'm thinking about all that right now. Okay, before I even get to the financial stuff. Okay, so I'm just literally thinking how I can improve these things, so when I get to that point where like me financially wise, I can start it up, and then like when I get there, boom, everything's done and deal. Okay, so sometimes like motivation, I'm not saying motivation is a bad thing. Okay, motivation is actually the greatest thing to have because it starts up that engine, and so having motivation, I have motivation right now to start my own business. Okay, discipline is gonna really be like, okay, do it now, okay. So that's my future. Y'all future could be different from mine. Okay, y'all can be thinking about, oh, I want to open up my nail salon, I want to open up uh, a restaurant or something, or like it don't even have to be anything big like that. It could be like my plans for like my health, my plans for my football career for me, or like any career that you want to get into. What are your plans? What are some things that you can align for yourself to get to the goal, the main goal, having discipline. It's hard for people to have discipline when they don't have a why. Okay, you gotta have your why, your reason, your why, or like why you want to push towards that goal. Okay, a lot of, for example, like my buddy Cruz, like he plays football with me on Blue Dragons. Okay, he's always talking about with me like his future with football, like what does he want. And I'm like, look, bro, like the difference between me and you is I have my why. I want to go pro. I want to play in the big leagues. I want to do everything. Okay, being right here and training and all that is literally me like building my foundation to so I can like get to the doors or be in the rooms with those type of people. You know what I mean? And I'm like, look, man, like your why don't have to be like my why. Your why can just be like, I want to be the best version of myself in this sport, or I want to be the best one on the team. I want to dominate. I want to help the team. Okay, like your why is really gonna set you off, really depending on like your results. So if your why is if you don't have a why in anything, then there's really no point in you pursuing it. Sometimes people just hit like sometimes people just have a dumb why, and it's okay because like sometimes they be like, oh, why are you at the gym? Oh, because my friends invited me. I'm like, okay, but what about you? Why are you at the gym? Like, why do you like to be here? I was like, I don't know, because my friends just like to go to the gym, so I just come to the gym with them whenever they go. So it's like it's tough because like sometimes people they don't even know why they're there. They don't even know why. Like yeah, exactly. They don't know why. So like find your why, and then that's literally gonna push you, like drive you towards that goal of like anything you want. If it's money, if your career, it's like it's gonna push you. Okay, it's like okay, I wanna. The reason why I'm pushing so much for this career is because I see the money in it. I see people that are in it. They enjoy it. They love it, and they tell me their stories, and I want to be just like that. So find that why. Okay, that why you want to wake up and do it. Why do you want to stay up and do it? Why do you have to put so much time into it? Okay, because let's say this, for example, my podcast. Why do I want to do this podcast? Okay, I want to do this podcast to inspire people. I want to do this podcast to uplift anybody who's down here, who's confused. Okay, somebody who thinks they have all the answers but they don't. Okay, I'm just here to regurgitate, help you digest anything. Okay, so if I'm talking about discipline today, this is what I'm doing. Okay, finding your why in this, like me finding my why in this podcast. Okay, and like maybe it could be something way bigger than you think. Okay, maybe your why is not chasing that, but your why spreads out like a tree root, where like your why just kind of spread out like, oh, inspirational speaker, oh, um, uh, content creator, the best one, oh, it's freaking business owner. Like sometimes you spread out everywhere with your why, and but then you're using that why as your main goal of like why you're pushing towards it. Okay, because I don't know where my podcast is gonna go. Okay, I really don't know. It can flop, it can hop. So I'm literally just here to really focus on the now of like what I like about this podcast and why I want to do this podcast. Okay, and then like if I get booked for shows, I get booked for tours, I get sponsorships or anything, then that those are just bonuses. Okay, me starting this podcast, I have to understand and remember my why. Okay, a lot of people going on this journey of like, oh, I have my why, but then they lose it. They lose all part of like the reason why they even shoot for this goal, because they get distracted with like the money. They get distracted with things that don't really matter, like things that they just picked up along the way while they started up their career. So that why is very important to have. Okay, if I'm gonna jump back to football, is that my why of playing football and like really striving and really taking care of like myself and like really bring people with me is because like I want to inspire. Like I'm gonna say inspire a lot. I want to inspire. I want to play in the big leagues, and I'm not gonna ever like forget that why. When I'm up there, when I have like the glory, when I have when I'm so down here, like when I get up there, I can have the glory that I want and praise God for it. Okay, so like I said, that why is very powerful. Okay, it has to be powerful. It can't be anything that you lose, like just because like you were distracted with money, distracted with the cars, distracted with women. Like that why has to be bigger than you. Okay, you know what I mean? It's like if I get to if I finally get there, like, am I gonna be the same person? Like, you probably not. You're probably gonna be way better. That's what I'm gonna say. You're probably gonna be a way better person, and all these like bad things are gonna come while you're chasing the reason why you're pushing towards that goal. It's really gonna really change your mind and really help you hyper focus on it. It's like, okay, the last time I took my eye off of it, like everything went bad. Like, fuck it, let me just focus on this. And then always people always run back to it. So like I said, the why is gonna be everything. Okay, so keep it to you, keep it safe, uh, admire it, appreciate it, because that's the only reason why you keep pushing. You know, people forget like their mind is so powerful. Their mind is literally like the reason why you are who you are. People can't control their emotions. They're like, I can't control my emotions. People can't control their anger. People can't control things in their head. But look, it's not anybody else's like emotion. It's your emotions. It's your anger. It's your sadness. Like everything you're feeling, you can control. Okay, everything that comes to you, you can control. So like, okay, well, if the outside that I can't control is hitting me, how can I respond to it? You know what I mean? And like the reason why I'm going towards this is because your mind is very powerful. Okay, like whatever you think, you can do. All right, God put that dream in your head for no reason. Okay, God wouldn't put that dream in your head if He knew you couldn't achieve it. Okay, so there's a reason why you be like, okay, I want money. Okay, I'm thinking about having money. In my head, I have money. Or in my head, I'm thriving in my career. In my head, I'm doing this. Okay, now the discipline helps you do it. People think like, oh, like I can think it, but it's not real. It's not gonna happen. But then like, look, bro, you gotta push towards it. You never know till you try. Okay, people always think like, oh, but what if I try and it don't work out? Maybe what if it does? Okay, you never know. You didn't even try. You didn't even attempt to do it. Okay, so even if you fail, listen to me. Even if you fail, you still failed better than the people that didn't try at all. Okay, so at least you tried. Okay, so really push towards it. And look, maybe it'll work out. It's gonna work out. If I'm telling you honest, like everything is gonna work out for you if you just be like, okay, well, if I think it, I can do it. Okay, like me, like I'm thinking that I can play in the NFL. All right, I'm literally step by step working my ass up into that. Okay, and like I'm never gonna forget that. Okay, because like if I'm thinking about it, God already put that thought in my head and being like, okay, well, not thought, that vision in my head and be like, oh, like you're gonna be something big, you're gonna do something great. And I'm striving towards this goal. Okay, I'm striving it, I'm non-stop on it. Okay, and like why would I think about something that big and be like, nah, you know like nah, like it's just funny because like people actually do that. Like everything big that they can achieve, they just be like, oh, but it doesn't make sense for me, or it's not anything that I can really like get in, not like really achieve. Regardless if you achieve it or not, the amount of like experience, the amount of people you meet, the amount of like time, the amount of like just being in this type of like world of like thriving, striving to be that person in your head. Like it's gonna be way better than you just living average. Because like me, I want to get to where I want to get to so bad. Okay, and it makes me different from people. And people just see it. People see it in my vibe. People see it in my walk. People see it in my talk. People see it in my face. Like they look at me, they're like, oh, this dude not regular. Like this dude look like he got a story to tell. This dude look like he got some. They shake my hands. They feel my callus. They'd be like, oh damn, this dude a hard ass worker. So this dude is definitely thriving, striving to get somewhere in life, and like people cut themselves short because like they don't believe in themselves that they can't do that. The reason why I say you become what you think about is because manifesting, praying about it, and like legit using that discipline to push towards it, then you can become it. Okay, you can't just be here. Sorry, you can't just be here talking about it, yapping about it, and not really doing anything about it. I can sit here and say, "Oh, I'm about to have a nice ass car. I'm about to have a Corvette. I'm about to live in a mansion." But then I'll sit on my couch all day doing nothing, just like this, you know, and not really putting my mind, working my mind, exercising my thought. Like I have to put myself in things where like I have to put myself in things where like, it has to be consistent. Consistent with working out, training. I have to be consistent with the goals that I want. I have to be consistent with everything and I have in my life. Because like if I don't exercise that thought of consistency, I'm never gonna get to where I want to be. Because like I'm here consistently fucking up. Oh no, I'm here consistently doing everything that I need to do, and then like it just and my life is gonna hit on a fucking like hill and it's just gonna keep rolling, 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 rolling. Like nothing's gonna stop it because like I'm consistently doing things for myself, putting myself out there, and like doing this like podcast, like doing things to uplift my brand of like who I am, and like me thinking about like okay, I want to be this person, this great motivational speaker, this football player, this coach, this that, like I'm gonna doing all these things is just gonna really help accelerate the process of like me getting myself there. Like if I don't do anything at all, like if I think about it but I don't do anything at all, then you're not the universe or this guy is not gonna help you with that. Like why would God give somebody who's being lazy like an opportunity? Like you have to put yourself out there for the opportunities can attract to you. Like you say you want to be a motivational speaker, but there's no videos out there of you talking. There's no videos about there about like you actually like doing something. Like if I say I want to play football and I don't have my football clips out there, I don't got my highlight stuff out there. Like how can I be a football player if I don't got none of that? If I say I want to be a gym owner, I want to be in the gym influence kind of realm, or like not influence but kind of in that world. Like I'm not posting about me. I'm not posting about me lifting. I'm not posting about my physique, because like to have things come to you, you have to put yourself out there. Okay. For example, I'm gonna use this another analogy because I know some of y'all are in this phase right now. So girls, you want a girlfriend, right? You want attract females to you, okay? But then look, you don't dress well, you don't smell well, you don't do proper hygiene, you don't have a hairstyle, okay? You just kind of like plain looking, okay? And you're not gonna attract no girls to you if you don't have these qualities about yourself, okay? Like you're like they're like you can go up to girls and talk, but like are they really gonna be attracted to you? Are they really gonna be like, oh, this dude's hot, this dude's cute as hell, like what? Look at you and be like, what is something that I can change about myself to attract more females? And just like that analogy, I'll take it like this: what is something in your life that you can change so more opportunities can come to you? You know what I mean? So like take that as you want. I was spitting bars. So if you want things to come to you, you want opportunities to do great things, you have to do great things on your own. Okay. Sometimes only a little spark can light a fire. Okay. So you got to really, really work at it, and you got to really, really kind of uplift yourself and put yourself out there. Okay. Because some of us are coming from the bottom, like me. Okay. Some of us are building ourselves up. Okay. So you can't expect opportunities to just fall in your lap like that. Okay, put yourself out there and do something about it. All right, you become what you think about. Right. Hey, look, you know how I talk about me being disciplined and me having all this motivation, like to do something, and people look at you and they're like inspired by you. When it gets like that, it's more than just you now. Okay, these people are like looking at you and being like, if he can do it, if she can do it, I can do it. You know what I mean? So you got to really push forward and keep going, because like once you put yourself out there and people see it and people look at you and admire you and really get motivated by you, it's more than just you now. Okay, I'm gonna use this other little story time, like my nephews. Okay, they see me, they just started getting into football. Like they're like 9, they're like 10, 11. No, yeah, they're like almost 10, 11 years old now, and they're really getting into football. And I remember being 10 years old getting into football. Like I wish I had somebody like me in their life to like really ask questions, to really look at their videos and see like, oh damn, this dude's cold as hell. My uncle's this cool. My uncle's doing this, like at that age I wish I had somebody like me, so I can really like and be like inspired by because like if I had somebody in my life back in the day like that, ooh, I would have been locked in, like I didn't even lock in until like maybe like 5, 6 years ago with my football career. And like if I had somebody like that in my life, like somebody like me back in the day, oh, like just straight up going, like my nephews, they can hit me up. Oh, Uncle Boo Boo, can we go to the field? Uncle Boo, can we go play catch? Uncle Boo, can we do this? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Even when I see them, we talk about football and stuff. Like they ask me questions. They be like, Uncle, can you catch one hands? Can you throw the ball? He's like, how do you catch one hands? Um, how do you not be scared on the field, and all that stuff. And I'm like talking to them, inspiring them, like seeing their face lights up when I'm talking to them about these things, and it really uplifts me and really enlightens me and motivates me even more to continue doing what I'm doing, because like I'm like, okay, well, the world is bigger than me now, because like these are my nephews, and my nephews look up to me, and like I don't want to let them down, because like now I have these kids that look up to me and like really admire what I do, admire like my plans and my goals, and I remember my nephew asking me, he's like, are you gonna play for the Minnesota Vikings one day? I'm like, yeah, one day I will, and you're gonna be there on the sideline watching me, okay? He's like, okay, so like now it's like whatever whatever motivated feeling I had or discipline, like it's amplified, because it's like I can't let these guys down, okay? I can't let my little dudes down, okay? Because like if it's just them, imagine like a million of them, coming up to me, asking me questions, being inspired by me, kind of like really looking up to me, like it's just if I can't even take 3 of my nephews seriously, like how can I take a bunch of kids seriously, like I have to be good, I have to be me, and there's no pressure, there's really no pressure. People can be like, oh, but there's pressure. No, there's not. No, it just helps. Having, if you had nobody like admiring you and like really looking up to you, then you're not gonna be able to do what you want to do. Okay, so this is not pressure to me at all. Okay, this is actually like helping me thrive. Like, okay, well, I gotta get up, because like my nephews look at me and they want to be like me, and I have to be like me. I have to chase that me. I have to continue doing what I have to do. Okay, so I can um really show them that their uncle is like that. I can show the kids in the world that although my circumstances are not what I want, I'm gonna define them. I'm gonna defeat the odds, and I'm gonna do what I want to do, because like nothing's gonna stop me. Like I'm gonna continue doing what I want to do, because like I got God by my side, okay, and I'm not gonna stop, okay. The more like the people, sometimes they're like right there and they're going, they stop, okay. They be closer than they think and they stop, and that's the thing about like wasted talent. And I don't want to have that to be me. I don't want that around. I don't want people to waste their talents, okay. I don't want people to look at them and be like, oh, I'm not enough, when you're literally the perfect fit for that thing, because like people look at themselves, especially me, like they look at themselves, they be like, oh, but I don't think I'm good enough, I don't think I'm better than this person, I don't think I'm better than that, like comparison is a thief of joy. So you got to understand, like me having me not being able to like um motivate myself and see myself like in that light, that kills me, so why would I like downfall myself like that? Okay, I gotta look at myself and think that I'm hot shit, okay, and I'm like, okay, I can do it, I can do it, because like if I think it, I can do it, and like these people that look up to me, if they think I can do it, then that just amplifies it even more, because like now this goal of mine is bigger than me now. It's like, okay, well, I'm just happy to be the person, to be here in this situation, and grateful to be in this situation, to be that guy, that football guy, that motivational guy, so like let me keep going, because this is literally helping me as a person, growing myself as a person, And if I gotta be a symbol, I will be a symbol, you know. All right, so discipline, you gotta think about it as a contract, you know, like something that you can't allow yourself to stop. You know, you gotta sign that contract and really be like, all right, bet, like, this is gonna become my lifestyle. This is literally gonna become who I am now. Okay, and that's something that you have to hold yourself accountable for. Okay, you can't be those guys that like say I'm gonna do it, but then you never do it. I'm gonna lose weight. You never lose weight. I'm gonna get some money. You don't get money. I'm gonna get a new car. You don't get no new car. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Okay, if you as a man, if you say you're gonna do it, do it. You know, oh, I'm gonna go get this girl's number. Do it. Boom, girl's number. Okay, I'm gonna get this car. Work hard as fuck. Got money, go get a car. Okay, I want to get money. Work hard. Boom, money. Okay, I want to do this. I want to do that. You know, like, you got to really think about everything that you want to put yourself into like a signed contract. Okay, you got to really think about like okay, well, if I fuck up, this contract is like I'm fucking myself over. Okay, and life is already fucking us up over. So why would you do that to yourself? Okay, not just life. People are already fucking yourself over. So why would you do that to yourself? Okay, why would you even like think about like not really putting in work for you when already life is not doing that for you? You know, like, you got people letting you down, you got jobs letting you down, and you letting yourself down. That's crazy, bro. I'm sorry, that's insane to me, man. So you got to really think about it like that. You know, like if you are letting yourself down, then that's already showing me that you don't love yourself enough. You know, you don't love yourself, and you got no type of discipline in you, because like you said you was gonna do it, and you don't do it, and then like now you're just gonna be on this rinse and repeat of like having high motivation, no discipline. Okay, failure always gonna lead to failure. So you gotta understand like what is something that I can do, you know? What is something I can do to change myself and like really sign this contract and really pursue this thing like full force, nonstop, you know? And you got to really like reflect upon yourself and be like, look, man, my life is already like not where I want to be. So what's gonna hurt if I want to go to the gym? What's gonna hurt if I want to change myself? You know, just change yourself by continue to work on yourself. Okay, and when I say work on yourself, it could be like the little things in your life that you should change. You know, if I was going to give you some examples, just like taking care of yourself, meaning like cleaning your room, better hygiene, you know, cleaning your environment, cleaning your car. You know, these things were just going to slowly build up like that type of like lifestyle of you have, you know. So like don't ever let yourself down. Okay, don't ever, you know, you are your only cheerleader. If I'm being honest, you should be your biggest cheerleader. Okay, everything you say in your head is going to go to your heart. Okay, your heart, that hurting yourself is not it, bro. So if you're going to really pursue whatever you want to do it full force. Okay, promise yourself that you're going to do it. Okay, the only promises that you should keep is the ones that you make for yourself. Okay, me, I remember when I started my fitness journey. Hold on, drink water. I remember I started my fitness journey, and then I promised myself I was gonna get abs. I promised myself I was gonna get the physique that I want. I even wrote down in my notes when I was like what, like 19, 18. Wrote down my notes, not even like like a schedule. I wrote a letter to myself when I was 21. I wrote down like I bet you are still working on getting to the end goal of like your football career, and I bet you're ripped as hell. I bet this and that, you know. So I basically wrote all that out, manifesting about me promising to me that I was gonna be the person that I should be in those couple years, you know. And I remember going back and reading it, and I teared up because like I was so proud of myself that I did that, you know. I was so proud of myself that I stuck with the plan, you know, because like I if I'm gonna put this example out there too, I look at myself at like the inner child me. Like if I had bro in front of me and he looks at me, is he gonna be like wild, or is he just gonna be like, who's that? You know? It's like if I had little me in front of me, is he gonna be impressed? You know what I mean? Like if he looking at me like, whoa, you have tattoos now. Oh wow, like you're so tall. You look so strong. Like if I had little me in front of me and he was to admire me like that, like I'll break down. because like, yes, like we did it, you know, like I am the way I am because of you, you know, like I kept the promise, like I kept my promise that I was gonna strive for this football career. I was gonna get fit. I'm tall, you know, like I I have style now, like all these things that little me wanted me to have as my grown age. Like he's just gonna be in awe because he's like, wow, you're like, damn, I can't believe that you're me, you know? And I'm like, yeah, this is us right here. So like having that promise to yourself is literally gonna set yourself just set yourself up, you know, off, you know. So continue to know that your past self is counting on you and your future self is definitely counting on you. Okay, whatever you think about who you are or going to be, that's you in the future. You just gotta chase, bro. You gotta really, because like it already happened. Okay, let's say this: whatever, all the most successful you think in your head of yourself, that's already you in the future. Just chase after him. Okay, because when I was younger, I thought of me like this. You know, I thought of me looking like this. I thought of me having this, doing that. You know, and I have it. I play football, you know, pro football now. I'm able to talk in front of a camera. You know, if y'all are an OG here, I used to post like little video games of me playing. You know, and I'm here talking like I'm very confident and very like um very just in myself, kind of like this is the type of person that I want to be. You know, I have a style now. I can talk to girls. I have my own car. I have my own crib. It's like all these things that I manifested as a kid. I have it now. You know, and I'm proud of myself for that. Okay, give yourself some props too. Okay, so continue working on yourself. Write that contract for yourself. Sign it, date it, boom, and do it. All right. The lifestyle of having discipline, it just becomes normal now. Like it literally becomes normal. It becomes like a lifestyle of every day waking up and doing it. It's almost like breathing, you know. Like I wait before my knee injury, I would wake up early, go hit the gym or hit the field first, and I'll go hit the and then like after that, I just come back, eat, sleep on my days off, or I come back, drink energy drink, eat, and I go to work. You know, like that was like my lifestyle of like football, working out, and work, you know, and that was like a repeated thing. And my life was good, you know, it's still good, but my life was perfect to me when I was doing that every single day, striving for my goals, reaching all aspects of like my checklist of like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, you know, in my head. And it became so normal that I just didn't find the need to stop, you know. And then when I do stop, let's say I get sick, my body is like not into it, you know. My body's like, oh, but I should be working out right now. I should be training right now. I should be working right now. It's like my body is so like in that schedule where like damn when I bounce out of it real quick, let's say like I'm busy that whole day, like let's say I gotta go to a wedding, I gotta do something with my friends, like just something, you know, and I can't do it. I'm always thinking like my brain is already triggered like, oh, this is the time that we supposed to wake up. Boom, wake up at like 6 in the morning, like, oh, but it's my day off, you know, go back to sleep, wake up, boom, I'm camping right now, why am I thinking about training and all that stuff, you know. But it's like hardwired in your head that whatever you did while you're just like on your own chilling, like a lifestyle, like it's just hardwired in your head, and then it's like it just becomes so normalized to you, you know. So it's hard, but then it gets so easy, and it just becomes who you are, you know, because like you knowing that you're not regular and you knowing that not a lot of people do this, it just drives you to want to do it more, you know. It drives you to want to continue doing this because there's more glory at the end, you know. So when I kept doing that, and let's say I would go and hang out with my friends, or I would go like just hang out with family, they'd be like, what you do today? I was like, oh, I woke up, let's go train, let's go work out, and then I went to work all day, and I'm here now. I'm like, damn, I didn't get up till like 2 p.m. I'm like, you know, I'm like, damn, but I'm not like judging them. It's just like, bro, you had the whole day to do something for yourself and you didn't, you know? So like, uh, you know, it's just sometimes I forget like I ain't normal, you know, like people that do those things that really work on yourself, they're considered not normal, but it becomes so normalized to you because you worked on yourself so much for so many years that it just becomes a lifestyle. Like I said, it just becomes so like repetitive, and like it's just who you are now, you know. and like people just kind of get it. And sometimes people are so confused about my schedule too, because I'm so good at time management that people are so confused. They're like, do you even work? Do you even sleep? You know, I'm like, yeah, I get a lot of sleep and I work a lot, like a lot, and people are so confused because I'm so good at my schedule. They're like, when do you eat? They're like, TJ, when do you eat? And I'm like, whenever I can. And they're like, is it a lot? I'm like, yeah, it's a lot. If I have time, because like people forget, like going to the gym. Let's say, for example, going to the gym. You telling me you don't have like 45 minutes to yourself, 30 minutes to yourself, you know, to go to the gym and like hit a quick set, get a good pump in. Not even like 5 to 6 days a week, like two or three times a week. Like you don't have 30 minutes to yourself, bro. 45 minutes to yourself. Like you're lying to me if you say, oh, but I just don't have time. You do have time. You're just lazy. You just prioritize everything that's not it. Like prioritize sitting on the couch, sleeping, eating, doing nothing. Like, yes, we all want to relax. Okay, we all want to relax. I want to stop sometimes. I want to stop and relax, lay down the couch, lay down my bed, and do nothing all day. Okay, but I know that's not going to help me in the long run. So I continue putting myself in uncomfortable situations where I'm tired. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go into work. I don't want to read my Bible. I don't want to fucking do these things because I'm tired. But fuck it. I'm gonna sleep. I'm going to sleep soon. But let me thug it out right now. Let me go work out. Let me read not a few chapters, a few verses in my Bible. Let me clean real quick. Let me do this so I can really rest. Have y'all ever rested and not really felt rested because like y'all had like so much shit on your mind? Like let's say, damn, I forgot to do the dishes, and you're just sitting there for like 5 minutes contemplating about doing it. When that 5 minutes you could have just got up and got half of it done already. So people that sit in like that, I'm like, nah, bro, just do it. Like there's no point of like procrastinating about it. You have time to go hit the gym. You have time for yourself. You have this and that. When people say, I'm tired, I'm tired. Everybody's tired, bro. Everybody's tired. Okay? Millionaires are probably more tired than you. I'm tired. Fucking like people look at me, they think that just because I'm young, I have the most energy in the world. Bro, I am running on 2 energy drinks maybe one day. Like I am exhausted, but these goals that I have are these goals that I have fuel me more than exhaustion. Like they like me reaching those goals I will have better rest than somebody who's not doing that. So I don't care if I get home at 10 p.m. or what, like as long as I get my whole day done and I'm in bed, knocked out, rested perfectly because I know I got everything done, and I'm there sleeping like a baby and wake up and do it all over again. So it's a lifestyle now, okay? It's not anything that is brand new, okay? It becomes so normalized to you that people think that you're so like they just get confused because your schedule is so weird. And you're like, my schedule's not weird. It's just weird to you because you're not me. Walk in my shoes and see how far you can go. Not even 3 steps. Having discipline is also having standards, okay? Having standards for yourself. Let's say, oh, like if I'm talking about like eating healthy wise, like I'm not gonna eat a burger like 2, 3 times a week. I'm not gonna eat fast food like that, or I'm not gonna drink soda like that. I'm not gonna do that. Or not even just having standards like that. It's like having standards like living wise for yourself. Like you gotta be like, okay, I gotta have a day where I clean my crib. I gotta have a day where I clean my room, organize this, organize that. Like having these type of standards for yourself works. And then like if I'm gonna talk about relationships, like being disciplined and like picking people, not even like friendships to a relationship, meaning like with a significant other, you gotta have like those type of like um standards for yourself, okay? Because like if you don't have anything to stand on, you'll fall for everything. All right, so you got to be like, okay, well, I don't want my friends to be a snake. Boom, a standard. I don't want my friends to be fake. Boom, a standard. I don't want my friends talking shit about my back. Boom, a standard. I don't want my significant others to go out every weekend. Boom, a standard. I don't like my significant other drinking or smoking. Boom, a standard. I don't like my significant other talking to the opposite sex or texting the opposite sex without letting me know. Boom, a standard. Like these standards help you to protect yourself. Okay, so let's say for your life, like anything that you want, like okay, well, waking up on time to go to the gym. That's a standard, because like, let's say you wake up late. Now you can't hit the gym anymore. You can't hit the gym, and I can't go train anymore, because like, oh, and I can only go train now because like me now waking up on time, I fucked up my whole schedule already. And although like it's okay to mess up, it's okay to like um not be on top of everything, but just know like, dang, you gotta have that feeling of like, fuck, and then just continue. Because like, at the end of the day, I'm not a perfect person. Sometimes I do fall. Sometimes like, I just say fuck it. But then like, I don't quit. Quitting is ultimately like the main thing that people be leaning on towards. Like, you can stop and rest for a little bit, but just don't quit. I can stop and rest for like a day or two, but then the next following days I'm gonna get up and be on my shit. Like, let's say I go camping for like a whole 4 or 5 days. I can't work out, I can't train for those 4 or 5 days, but then best believe when I get back, lock back in and do everything I need to do to be back on my schedule. Some people be on that where like they be gone away from their long lifestyle, and they come back and they're just like here and there about it. Like, no, like, you gotta have that standard. Like, no, when I get back, I'm locked in and I'm doing everything I can to bounce back. Because like, let's say I went camping, I ate everything, I drank everything, like, uh probably built up a percentage of body fat, feeling bloated, and all that. I'm gonna go back to the gym and I'm gonna work out so I can like really just slim back and like suck in my skin so I can look good. You know what I'm talking about? Just know like, having those type of standards and people being offended by it, fuck it, bro. Like, that's just you protecting yourself, okay? Just as you literally not tolerating bullshit, either from people or just from life. If you know there's gonna be problems and trouble if you allow a type of standard to just kind of do him a little bit, like, dude, it's not gonna work out. Stay on top of it. Stay 10 toes down, bro. Don't don't fall, don't erase it for anybody, okay? No matter how good they are, no matter how good the situation is, like, it's best to sit on those, okay? It's best to sit in those standards, because like, those are protection. That's a protection that you made for yourself. That is something that you really emphasize in your life, so you don't have problems. You don't have people having problems with you. You don't have situations where like, you're gonna have to do something that you don't want to do. um and yeah, and nobody wants that. So really stand 10 toes down and really stand on your standards that you have. Like I said, it don't matter if it's like a situation or like a friendship or like relationship. Like, just have some standards for yourself, okay? Having that type of discipline will really give people a reason to respect you. I tell you straight up. Because look, I don't vape, I don't smoke at all, okay? But my friends, they all know that and they respect me for it. And you know what's so funny? Whenever I joke around like, let me hit it, and like, boy, shut your ass up. Because they know I'm just fucking around. Or even if I do want to hit it, they understand my goals and my standards for myself. They be like, even if you want to hit it, I'm not gonna give you shit. And I love that, because like, wow, like, they respect me enough that even if I don't respect me, they respect me for me. It's like, if I'm having a hard time, a hard day, I'm like, pass me that vape. And they be like, fuck no, bro. Like, this is not you, TJ. This is not you, bro. And I'm like, oh yeah, I need to stay true to myself, okay? Because the standards are you, okay? The standards are who you are to you, okay? And if you are nothing to yourself, then your friends, then they can't respect you in that way, because like, oh, this person definitely can't keep himself calm. This person can't really hold his urges, or like his fucking natural like type of emotions. So they're not gonna respect you, okay? So having those type of standards and having people understand those type of standards that you have yourself, they will respect you and they will know you, okay? And then like, you don't gotta announce all the things that you have. It's just like, over time, people just kind of know who you are, okay? So but the smoking one is what my friends know me about the most, because they know I don't smoke at all. I don't like that shit. Whenever people smoke around me, I kind of get out the way, or I get out the way, or like, I just kind of breathe the other way. So at the end of the day, when you respect yourself, everybody will respect you too, okay? Because they'd be like, oh, we can't do this around TJ because TJ don't like it. Or they'd be like, oh, let's not do this because this person don't like it. Or let's not do this because this person gets overstimulated. Yeah, so having people like that in your life brownie points for yourself because you actually pick the right people. You know, you're not just out here being friends with everybody. Like I'm not saying don't be friends with everybody. I'm saying like the circle that you keep yourself around consistently and like the immediate friends, like they have to know you as much as you know yourself. Okay, they have to understand like your pushing points, like your triggering points. You know, so if you hang around people that don't know that shit about you and they continue to do that shit about to that do that shit to you, that's bad. Okay, get yourself out that situation because those are dead ass not your real friends. Okay, and although like it's fun to joke around and trigger people in your friend group. Okay, it is fun. I'm not saying I'm serious all the time. Okay, they can make jokes about me. It can offend me a little bit, just a little bit. But then like all I gotta know is all fun and games at the end. You know, as long as like you don't go down to personal shit like the last podcast, we chilling. You know, but then like sometimes people do be saying too much, and sometimes I catch myself saying too much, but it just ultimately comes down to, oh shit, my bad. So at the end of the day, just kind of understand like the standards that you have for yourself and the standards that you have for people around you. Really, it's a reflection from you. Like if I hang out with like fucking thugs, like what kind of reflection that will have on myself? Okay, like they're gonna think I'm a thug too, even though I don't be like that. Let's say I hang out with a bunch of hoes. If I'm with a bunch of hoes, they're gonna be like, oh, he a hoe too. So you in a group of people um are like what you want to be reflected about yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. So stand 10 toes down on your standards, okay? With a significant other, friends, or lifestyle, okay? Like it's all gonna help at the end, and I'm not gonna really cut too deep into it. I'm literally just saying those type of standards that you have for yourself, the things that you stand true to yourself is really, really gonna show people that you respect yourself a ton, because that really shows them that, oh, this person knows exactly what he wants. This person knows exactly who he is. Because like if you run into somebody who's just kind of like like you don't those type of people are not interesting. Those type of people are probably like fucked up in their head. So you don't want to be like that. Okay, you want to be somebody who knows exactly what you want, exactly what you have, exactly what you're gonna get. With those type of standards, you'll achieve everything. Having discipline is also like self-control. Having self-control to keep yourself chill, keep yourself checked, keep yourself not doing or saying anything dumb. Like you got to understand, like let's say we talking biblically now, like you don't want to always shout out and like be so impulsive of your feelings. You got to keep yourself in check, keep that monster inside you, because I know we all have one. Keep that person in check, and somebody who that person in you that's blunt, the person in you that's like that can't that their tongue is very like truthful. Like keep that. If you know you're that type of person, keep that dude in check. Okay, discipline with that type of self-control, it just go hand in hand, because whenever I'm thinking about self-control, I'm thinking about like impulsive things that you can say or do. Like you got to understand, like if I do these things, the consequences that come with it. Like, oh, like if I do this, like is it really gonna be worth my time? Is it gonna be worth the energy? And like you gotta really understand, like it just go hand in hand, just like I said. Having that type of that self-control of your emotions, and showing that you're disciplined enough to keep yourself in check, knowing that you could hurt somebody's feelings if you said it. You could bring up a situation that is not needed to. Like it really helps. When people just blurt shit out and people just kind of say whatever they want, they sound dumb. And I'm just like, oh, this person got no class, this person got no discipline, because like why the hell would they say that in the first place? So like you gotta understand, like self-control is a maturity thing, just like discipline. Self-control is like a emotional thing, I would say. Like I said, is that the emotional parts are like the things that come with self-control. You can't be so impulsive about like everything. You can't be so like like you got to be like, let me step back and like calm myself. Let me bite my tongue a little bit longer. Like sometimes holding yourself back like that is perfect. You don't ever want to like make the situation worse. You don't want to make everybody feel uncomfortable. You just got to understand like yourself. Understand yourself. Understand like what kind of person you are if that stuff is happening. And you don't want to be like um, like I said, you don't want to be impulsive at all, so keep that boy in check, keep yourself in check, stay disciplined, stay obedient, stay true to yourself, keep God on you, because he just pray about it, man. There's been situations where I want to say something, but I just sit there like, God, give me the strength to keep my mouth shut right now, because I cannot handle this person talking to me. Please, God, because I don't want to say things or do things that I'm gonna regret. So keeping my mouth disciplined, keeping my feelings disciplined, is gonna keep everybody in check. Keeping yourself in check. Um, Look, man, discipline is also gonna come with like having kind of an attraction to you. Okay, it is not a sexual attraction. It's like people see you and they see the work. Like this. Let's say I wear this. I wear this. Go out, my shoulders are popping out. My hair is done. I look clean. Like I smell good. Like I'm gonna attract people to me because like I'm keeping myself, disciplined. These are the things that I have for myself, the standards I have for myself. That if I'm gonna step out my house, I'm gonna make sure I look okay. I'm gonna look good. Okay, I don't want to, like, I don't want to look like a bum. There's been like maybe a handful of times that I do look like a bum, but that's only because I allow myself, because I'm literally not doing anything. But let's say like I'm going to an event or something, I'm gonna look good. If I'm going to hang out with my friends, like, I'm not saying I'm gonna look good, but I'm gonna look like, not like I just woke up, what I'm talking about. Is like I'm gonna look like put together, because I want to do that for myself. And if I continue doing that stuff and making that shit a normal thing, I'm just gonna look good no matter what. I'm just gonna wake up and like take care of my whatever, and just be like, oh, okay, this is just a regular me, a regular day. When people say you look good, I'm like, thank you, but I didn't do much today. But you did. Like, although like you felt like you didn't do much today, like you did more than the person who just woke up and brushed your teeth, you know? So understand, like, there's people, like, you're doing so good for yourself, okay? You're doing very, very good for yourself. And there's other people out there that are half-assing shit, and they're not really taking care of their body like the way that they would want to. So claps up, hands up for you, okay? So thank you for taking care of yourself and not stinking and like making my nose hurt. But anyways, um, what is I gonna say? Oh yeah, center of attention. Okay, so center of attention comes. People see that discipline in you. Okay, people see your body. People see your. People can smell you. Okay, so people can see like your style, and you just become like people. What people talk about. People come up to you, they talk to you, and they be like, "Oh, dude, like, you work out. You look like you work out. You play a sport. You look like you play football, bro. Like people just spark up those conversations with you because you look like one. You look like one, you act like one, you talk like one. Like, I'm not like saying like, I'm not here to self-gloat, but it happens. Okay, it happens to me. It's like it's one of my things that I like doing a lot. Because like, um, people look at me, they say, "Oh, this dude gotta be an expert." And I want to be that. Like, if I look like an expert, I'm gonna be an expert. So I'm gonna amplify everything that I have in my life. Like, if it's football, talking, or just lifting, I want to amplify those things and like really show, like, if they was to talk to me, they're like, "Oh, I have a question, like, do you lift?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "Okay, I want to grow my chest. Can you help me with that?" I'm like, "I bet. You got time?" And I'll talk to them about it. So it's like, I want to make sure, like, if people come up to me and they talk, like, we're gonna have a decent conversation. We're gonna talk about something. And like, being that center of attention, comes with that. So you have to understand, like, if a bunch of people come and talk to you, you have to be kind of ready for it. And you can't even stop them from coming up to you, because like they sense something from you, so they're gonna come to you and talk to you about something. So you just have to kind of be ready for that. Sometimes people are like, but then it's okay, because now that next time it happens, you know what to do. Like, it happened to me like a lot, where like back in the day, where like, they'll ask me questions, and like I wouldn't know the question right away, but then I'll be like, I'll ask them questions first. I'll be like, "Oh, how long you been lifting? How long you been doing this? Have you been eating right?" Boom, boom. And then like things start to, like, my motors in my brain start to go, and then I'm like, okay, now I can give you an answer. You know what I'm talking about? So you got to understand, like, being the center of attention comes with responsibilities. Okay, so you have like, let's say family event. I gotta look good for my family. All right, I want people to know, like, our family is dope. Our family's funny. Our family's cool. Our family's sexy. So I want to be like that for my family. I like the mascot. So I want to be like that and show everybody that we like that. If we really take care of ourselves, because I love my siblings, but a lot of them health problems. um, upper size, but it's okay because like we all great, we all good. They all still good looking people, okay? I'm just saying like me who takes care of themselves a lot, like if they was to do the things that I'm doing, my family would look like a fucking royal family, like it would just be like back to back, like swipe right, swipe right, because if I was to show you photos of my brothers, actually let me do that right now. Boom, right here. My brothers, that's me in the middle of them, okay, like fucking laying down. That's me. I think I was like 7. But anyways, uh, they all look like motherfucking Korean dudes. So I'm saying like, and they were younger than me, okay. I think they were still in like high school right there. So high school or like just got out of high school. So right there, just right there is like the way that they are, like how like fit they were and how like they looked, Korean as fuck. So if they like stuck onto that and continued to do it and having the discipline to staying that person, then they could have like looked a lot better because like people age like fine wine. I think my fucking genetics, like we just age so good as long as like we take care of ourselves, okay? Because my mom looked great. My mom, I think a lot of us got our looks from my mom, and my mom is beautiful. So I'm just happy to have these type of genetics, and I'm not gonna waste them. So when people come up to me and they be like, oh bro, I like your nose, dude, I like your eyebrows, bro, I like your lips, I like your ears, bro, I like your body, bro. I'm like, thank you, my parents gave me this, God gave me this. So you gotta understand, like, um you gotta take care of yourself, okay? Having discipline, and although like age is a thing, you just gotta understand things just get harder. Like I'm not gonna be here and like, oh, I can eat whatever I want and still look like this. No, I know one day it's gonna be hard. I know I can't eat this burger all the time because like if I eat it, then it's gonna it's not like I'm gonna gain weight, but it's just not good for my health. So I just gotta, it just, stay disciplined throughout time, and then you just gotta understand that it's not gonna get easier, but you just get better. Another thing about, fuck, keep driving my remote. Another thing is learning how to say no. Okay, you gotta stay disciplined about everything. Let's say you gotta wake up early the next day, and your friends want you to go out. I'm sorry, bro. You might have to miss out. Okay, I'm sorry, but it's okay. You got plans for yourself already the next day. You gotta hit the gym early. Okay, prioritize everything that you want to focus on. Okay, if going out and drinking ain't on the list, then just say no. I'm sorry. Like we can go another time. Okay, and it's not like I'm ditching out. It's more like I gotta take care of myself right now. And if I can't come out, I'm sorry, but I will next time. Okay, just let me know ahead of time. And we can plan accordingly. Okay, don't be like, oh, okay, it's okay. Let me go out and I'll just leave by 12 and wake up by like 7 to go hit the gym. Sometimes that's never the case. And although you like, let's say you're already starting your journey, your fitness journey, or like any type of things that career that you want to put yourself into, and you got to really be on it, like straight up on it. And you going out is just gonna kind of hinder yourself, kind of like, oh damn, am I gonna have the energy to do that all that the next day? No. So just kind of say no. It's not even just say no to your friends. It could be just saying um no to events, weddings, and all that stuff. I'm like, I said no to so many like funerals, not like by anything, just like uncles and stuff. Okay, like it's like, damn, I'm sorry that I can't make it, but damn, it's just a little bit too much of my time to like, not, I'm not talking about funerals. I'm talking about, like, let's say a wedding. Like damn, like I gotta work. I'm sorry. Like I gotta pay bills. Like I gotta do this. I gotta be here for myself. Okay, because like at the end of the day, like it's all you. It's all you. It's all you have is you. Okay, and you gotta really take care of yourself and say no and be like, damn, I can't tonight. Sorry, I can't today. I'm sorry. And just kind of move on. Okay, and like, and you don't want to be those type of guys um, that say yes all the time. Because like, not yes all the time, more like you can say no, but then just reassure your friends. Okay, I say that, like, you gotta reassure your friends and let them know, like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't come out, but next time, let me know ahead and I'll come out for sure. Like, don't be a friend like, no, I don't want to, just because. Like, you gotta give your friends or family some type of like reason why you can't come out. You can't just be a bitch and be like, no. Although, yes, like, take care of yourself first, but then like, these people, they love you, they admire, and they not admire, they love you, they want you there. That's the reason why they reached out. give him a little bit of like, oh, he's just busy, he can't come out, he'll come out next time, and that will give them like, oh, he's not trying to avoid us, he's just busy doing his own thing, and he's gonna make his time to come out, okay? Because my friends know I'm busy as shit, okay? I'm busy as hell. Like, if I want, I can stay in all day, do my own thing on my off days, right? But they know I'm busy, and I know they're busy, and if they make time for me, I'm gonna make time for them, you understand? So like, just having that reciprocation with your friends is everything. But I'm just saying, like, if you really got things going on, and you really that busy, it's okay to say no, not today. Y'all go have fun, just be safe. Call me if anything, okay? And then boom, leave it at that. Saying yes, okay? And learning what's the difference between saying no and saying yes. And so like, you gotta understand, like, no is for like, if it's you're gonna be distracted, you're not gonna be able to do things you gotta do the next day or the following week. So you gotta keep yourself in check. Saying no is like, do I have anything going on today? No. I bet, let's slide. That you want to be there for the people you love. Okay, you want to be there to support. You want to be there to you just want to be there for them. Okay, because at the end of the day, although you got yourself and I got myself, like, you gotta be there for your friends. Okay, your friends are gonna be everything. Okay, when the world is against you, your friends are with you. Your family's with you. So make your time for your people. Okay, if just make them understand that if it's a no because like you got too much shit going on. All right. That's why I say you gotta reassure them and be like, oh, I'm sorry I can't come out, but it's because I gotta do this, do that. But next time let me know and I'll pop out. Understand? So you gotta understand. You gotta know like the difference. Okay, is this beneficial? Yes. Because I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna go and hang out with my friends for a few hours or the whole day, and then come back home and chill. Or it's like, no, I can't come out because like the next day I gotta do this and do that. Or I can't come out because I'm already busy. Sorry. It's okay to say no. Okay, it's okay. It's okay to say no when you can. It's okay to say yes when you can. All right. You just got to be there. Okay, although sometimes, yes, I want to stay in and do my own thing and not waste gas, but use my gas and go drive and like do all this stuff. Okay, but if my friends want me there and they miss me, I'm gonna go because I miss them too. Okay, I'm not this person to be like nonchalant all the time. Okay, I miss my friends, I miss my family. If I have time to go see them, I'm gonna go see them. But I'm also emotionally mature enough to understand, like, if I can't make it or if I can't do it, then it's okay. It's not like uh what it's not like I'm gonna die tomorrow. So I'm gonna see them. Okay, I'm gonna see you soon. Don't worry, I'm gonna see you. And I want people to understand the difference between a no and a yes. Okay, and I want people to understand on the outside part of, like, if you're receiving a no. Like, you gotta understand, we not kids anymore. Okay, and maybe you are a kid. Okay, but then you gotta understand, when you're an adult, you can't say, oh, you fake as hell, you just with your girl all day, blah blah. It's okay. All right, it's all right, man. It's okay to just say, it's okay that if they say no. All right, because people got this shit going on. And would you like an explanation? Yes, but sometimes you don't get it and you just kind of leave it at that. But I'm just saying, it is preferred I give like an explanation of why I don't go out, but it's preferred. So understand, like, if you as a friend that you don't want to go out, and you say no, just say, no, because of this. Don't need to do anything else. It could just be no because I'm tired, don't want to do much today, just want to lay in bed. Be honest. Okay, if you don't have anything going on and you just want to be honest and like chill within yourself, just be honest. Be like, I just want to stay home today. And that's perfect. Sometimes you got those friends that are like, man, you just home, then just come over, blah blah. And like, maybe they can convince you, but at the end of the day, do what you gotta do. Okay, stay true to yourself. If you can't do it, just say no. If you can do it, go and have fun. All right, this world is already hard enough on us. You gotta go keep your people safe and keep your people near you, because at the end of the day, those are the only people you got. You know what I mean? Next one. Being emotionally mature is such a great thing to have as like a disciplined mindset. All right, being emotionally mature is just like what I touched based on. Is like, you gotta be like, you got to check yourself and be like, okay, I can't say that, I can't do that. And not even just that, you got to understand how to word things. You got to understand how to understand how a person is feeling and how you can help them with it. It doesn't matter if like, you're in a situation where like, you want to say something but then it could hurt them. You have to understand that sometimes it's not like what they want to hear right now. So you just gotta read the room a little bit, you know. 'Cause I made the wrong choices to like be too blunt, you know. I be too blunt sometimes, and you have to be aware of yourself. Okay, you have to. That's emotionally mature. Uh, Emotionally matured of yourself to know that you're that type of person. You know, I know I'm blunt. I know I'm loud. I know I can say some crazy shit. You know, so that's why I had to like I had to keep myself in check to understand like I can't be saying these things all the time. You know, like there's a time and place to say, but not right now. You know, and so like I had to keep myself aware of like what I say, you know, so I don't hurt nobody. And I had to keep myself aware of like how to say something to somebody, how to motivate them, how to bring light into them, you know. Being emotionally mature, you have to understand these things. Yeah, it's mainly about you than anybody else, okay? You have to understand like how can I handle a situation? How out if something externally is coming to me, how do I handle it, you know? Like, am I gonna handle it through anger, or am I gonna sit here and like think about it and actually go through the rhythms of like, okay, I understand. Maybe I shouldn't act like that. You know, maybe I shouldn't say it like that. You know, have you ever like want to say something during the text message? You know, you're like, but it's a little bit too much. Let me delete the first half. You know, like that's emotionally like intelligent to understand that it might hurt somebody's feelings, to understand it might like amplify a situation, you know, kind of you instigating shit, like it could like affect somebody, you know. So you gotta understand like you have to understand like their emotions and your emotions, okay? And I know it's a lot. If somebody's emotionally intelligent, they know exactly what I mean, you know. They know that sometimes somebody feels left out, so you bring them in. Sometimes somebody feels a type of way, and you know how to handle that. You know, like, oh, you feel some type of way. What's up? Tell me, talk to me. I'm here. I'm here to help you. You know, to give them that type of like that type of like safety blanket of like, oh, this person understands me. He's trying to understand me. You know, instead of being like, well, what the fuck you talking about? You know, and like amplifying their anger. You know, you don't want to do that. You want to understand what's going on with that person, you know. So you're wanting to help them, okay? And to have that discipline within yourself to keep yourself in check and to keep others around you in check is dope, okay? And I'm gonna teach you how to check people around you, okay? Confront anything, confront them, just check them, okay? Text them, DM them about a situation, talk to them in person about something, and then like sometimes talking to them in person and not like really sounding like you're mad and all that, just kind of talk to them, walk them through your feelings, and then you know, and then it can help them understand you, you know. And like if they become a person that don't understand, don't really want to like listen to anything you have to say, and they kind of just like brush it off, then you just stop. Just stop, okay? Because it's like you're arguing with a wall at that point. So you don't want to entertain that person no more. So you're like, if they don't want to understand me, then fuck it, you know. Just next time, okay? Next time we can try again. We can talk about it again, okay? So having that discipline of like, okay, well, if this person not wanting to talk and not wanting to do anything, then let me step back, you know. Let me not trigger this person in any type of way, okay? Just kind of knowing how to read a situation is a mature thing to have, okay? You can't walk up and then be like, what's going on, you know? Kind of like, oh, what was like what how why do you feel like that again, even though they just explained everything, you know. So and like sometimes somebody don't make sense at all, okay? They don't make sense, and then like they just burn shit out. You have to understand and be like, okay, well, they sound hurt, they sound mad, they sound sad. You have to look at those emotions first, okay? Because sometimes if you can't understand them, you have to look at where they're coming from. Like, what is the vibe here? Are they crying? Are they pissed off or this? You know? And then you have to understand. Okay, if they're pissed, let me just listen. If they're like going crazy, let me try to chill them out, like calm them down. Like, hey, chill, bro. I'm here, bro. I'm listening, okay? If they're crying, console them, hold them, be like, okay, my like, what's going on? What's going on? You're like, you good, and like you listen, okay? At the end of the day, it's all about listening, okay? You have to understand what is that person coming from, okay? And like if you're a person that like you're emotionally intelligent person, but then like you just got like that wave of emotion, you know, that wave of emotion where like, damn, like this hurts, okay? It's okay. Just find somebody, talk to them about it, and like get that shit off your chest, you know. if if you understand that just talking to somebody helps a lot with or with them talking to you about anything helps, how about you go reach out to somebody and talk to them, and be like, oh, can I talk to you for a little bit? Like, I'm not feeling good right now. You gotta really like find help. Like if you know that you can't do this alone, you gotta be smart enough to go find some help. Call your homies, call your brothers, call your sisters. Call somebody to talk to you about. Okay, be smart. Okay, don't do anything stupid. Right? Be disciplined enough to understand like your yeah to understand like these motions are not everything. Let me go do something. Let me distract myself a little bit with something so I don't think about these thoughts right now. And like, yeah, I'm getting deep in this discipline thing because I want everybody to understand discipline. It goes a long way with life, okay? And it's more than just like stay disciplined at the gym, stay disciplined on the field. It's more than just that. It's like everything off the field as well, okay? Okay, the other thing about having discipline is being obsessed with the one thing about discipline is that it's gonna have you obsessed with the process. Okay, it's gonna have you obsessed with seeing the progress that you have in yourself mentally, physically, or emotionally, or even your soul wise. Like seeing how much like it's gonna help you as a person, and seeing how much like it's changing you for the better. You get addicted to it. Because you're like, okay, well, I want to. This is me at like 3 months. Like, oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. My body, I feel good and all that. Imagine yourself a year later, a year two later, year three later. Like it just it just makes you more excited to see what kind of person you're gonna become if you stay on this path. So you gotta understand like, okay, well, if I continue on this path, is it gonna take me to a great place? If it is, keep going. If it's not, cut that shit. Okay. If it's gonna amplify you as a person, you as an individual, and you as like a brother, a sister, like a friend, then you gotta do everything in your power to continue doing the things that are helping you. Okay, you never want to continue the bad things because the bad things they don't do nothing for you but drain you, take away things from you, and you're just gonna become like a trash person. So anything good that's coming from like you changing your life, you doing this little things, you going to the gym, you pursuing a goal, you actually putting your priorities in check, and they're helping you as a person. Continue doing that, please continue, because like that's literally the only way for you to see progress, for you to be obsessed with it, because you see your life shifting. You see the growth that you have, that you see the type of way you talk now, you see the type of way you walk now, you see the type of way you look in clothes, like the things that you push yourself towards. Like you want to look good, you want to do good in school, you want to do good in your career, all that, and like you are actually succeeding in it. You never want to stop anymore. You don't want to stop this progress of like, oh yeah, like I'm doing real good right now and I don't want to stop. That phase of like, yeah, that phase of like, okay, well, let me shut out the noise and let me continue doing this because I feel good. I look good. And people around me say I look good. People around me are like saying, oh, how the hell did I get here? So like if it makes you feel good and it makes you feel free, do it. Continue doing it, because like you're just gonna see how much you glow, and people's gonna see how much you glow, and you're just gonna be such a wonderful person at the end of the day, because you're gonna be like, oh yeah, like you just feel so bright, you feel so positive, because like you're just doing all the things that you should do with discipline, because like I said, you get obsessed with the progress and you don't ever want to stop because you see what kind of person you're growing into, and the type of progress you have, the type of like people you bring around you now, the opportunities that you attract. It's just nonstop, and it's like back to back wins, and you're just like, okay, well, I don't want to stop at all. Okay, and I can't wait for the future to have from, or what the future holds for me, and you just keep pushing towards it. So at the end of the day, uh it might be hard in the beginning. Okay, it's always gonna be hard in the beginning, because discipline is not something that you wake up to. Okay, discipline is not something that you have or get right away. Motivation is gonna really push you to it. Okay, motivation is like, oh, a whole like, oh, maybe the motivation might even last like maybe a day or two. Okay, but like remember, I say discipline is what you keep doing even when you're tired, sick, you don't want to do at all. Like that discipline is like, no, you sign the contract, You told yourself you're gonna do this, so do it, you know. And then when you keep going, stacking your days, seeing the months go by, the weeks, the years, and you see the type of person that you become, you just like, yeah, I'm so happy that I didn't hop off this train. I'm so happy I didn't stop at all, and I went full force on this, you know, because a lot of people they stop and like they wish they never did, because like now they're sitting there like, damn, what if I never stopped pursuing that career? What if I never stopped going to the gym? What if I never stopped like eating healthy? Like I wonder how my life or how I look, how everything will be for me, you know. So don't have that regret. Live with no regrets. Push 100%, 110% to everything that you want to do. Okay. I'm gonna go back to consistency, because like everything that you want in life will come with consistency, you know. Like everything that you want to achieve comes with consistency, because if you don't have that type of like rhythm, you don't have that type of like beat like to yourself, like it's not, nothing's gonna work out, you know. I can't go to a gym like once or twice a month and it's like barely doing anything, you know. I can't not eat I can't not eat healthy, you know, like every single day. I have to eat healthy, you know. I have to consistently eat healthy to have my health, you know. And I'm gonna use a light bulb analogy because I feel like this one works. Okay, so let's say you know, a light bulb, you know, when you click on when you turn on the light, you expect it to turn on, right? Boom, on, boom, off. You turn on, turn off, and it works. Okay. What if you get a light bulb that's working inconsistency? Like you turn it on, it's not turned on. You take it off and like blow on it, put it back on, it works. Okay. And you turn it off, turn it back on, and it works. Okay. You turn it off, turn it back on, it don't work. You know what you're gonna do with that light bulb? You're gonna throw it away, right? Just like a job. If you're not putting up the good numbers, they're just gonna throw you away. Okay. And if you're not really being consistent, then you're just gonna be thrown away. I'm sorry. Okay. Just like every relationship, just like every like object in this world that's not consistent. Okay. Say let's see this ring that I have on my camera goes out. I'm gonna get a new ring, or it keeps flickering. It's not consistent. The light's not consistent. I'm gonna throw it away. Okay. If I'm not consistent in anything that I want to put myself in, I'm gonna get thrown away. I'm gonna get put on bench. I'm gonna get laughed at. I'm gonna be like, you know, basically back at square one because I'm not consistent. Okay. So consistent is like a drive of like, oh, I have to keep doing this, because like once you get the ball rolling, you don't want to stop. Okay. And once you catch fire, you want to keep like lighting it, you know. You don't want it to like dwell away. You don't want that your opportunity, that window of opportunity to like swipe by fast. Okay. Because the window of opportunity is always going, okay? And if I'm just standing still like this, I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna hit it, okay? I have to keep moving to catch up to it or to even get to it. And then I jump through that window of opportunity and like boom, my world just like kind of explode in my face, you know, pause. So like you have to understand consistency is literally you continue to doing what you gotta do without stopping, okay? Like you can rest, like I said, you can rest, all right, but you can't stop, all right? You can't stop pushing towards the goal that you want. You can't stop because you don't want to no more, okay? Because you just shut yourself out, all right? You really close yourself out on a big ass opportunity, okay? Have y'all ever seen like that picture of like the dude digging in the mines, you know, and then like he stops, you know? He stops because like he's like, I dig far and long, I haven't reached diamonds, you know, and he walks away. And then the dude on top of him is like digging like crazy. It's like digging like crazy. And he's like literally right there to the diamonds. Like legit just one more swing and the diamonds are right there, you know? Y'all know what picture I'm talking about. If I could put it up right here, look right here. So that's why I say keep pushing, okay? No matter like the consistency that you have, no matter if you have no results for it. No, not results. If you don't have any glory about it, just keep pushing. You making plays, keep pushing. You know, you're not getting the looks that you're supposed to. Keep going, bro. Like you putting yourself out there, you doing the things that you want to do. You're gonna find that glory one day. Okay, God is never gonna leave His kid out of all the glory that He's supposed to have. God is testing you actually, because He's wanting to see if you want to continue doing it before He really gives you the opportunity, really pushes you to give you like a that goal that you want, you know, the opportunity that you've been working for so much and it really bestowed in front of you, you know. and he just wants to see if you're consistent. He wants to see if you really, really want it, and you have to show that you really, really want it by continue to putting the hours, putting the work, because like he's not gonna award anybody who's just chilling on the couch and doing nothing, okay, and watching movies all day. He's not gonna award anybody. So put yourself out there, do something for yourself. Like me, I'm doing podcasts, I'm playing football, I'm working out. Like I have a wide range of like opportunities for me right in my face because I'm continuing to do this for myself. Okay, I'm putting myself out there, inspiring people. Might even get a gig to go to and talk and really be like that type of motivational speaker that I want to be. And then like if I don't do these things, I'm probably not gonna be the person that I am today. Okay, honestly, God, like I think I'll probably just be a regular dude, and I never want to be a regular dude. Like, is there wrong about being a regular dude? Not really, but do I want to be one? Hell no. I want to be somebody, okay? I'm not here on this earth, on this God green earth to not do anything, okay? My mom and dad are immigrants, like legal immigrants, but then like they came from Laos for new opportunities for themselves and for their kids. And I'm not gonna be here to not really put myself out there on the internet or not really put myself out there in like situations where like I can thrive in, where I can represent my family, I can represent my community. I can do these things, by being the best version of me, with consistency. All right. If I stop right now, I cut all consistency for myself. Okay. I cut everything for myself. All these big opportunities that God has for me, like he's like Santa Claus with a big old bag of gifts for me, and then like he's ready to come like and come down and give me these gifts, but then I'm just there like, oh, I don't want it no more, like I stopped. He's like, I don't have anything for it. He's got these big old bags of opportunities for me, and I'm just there like, oh, I don't want it no more, and then like I just live my life regularly. Like why would I do this to myself? Why would I be like, oh, I don't want to live this life anymore. I don't want to do this no more because it's hard. The pressure's too hard and all that, But like you gotta understand what a privilege it is to have this type of pressure. What a privilege it is to have like like anything complicated in your life, Things that you've been praying about, things that you've been wanting to have. And now that you have it and it comes with a little bit of problems and you're gonna be like, oh, I don't want it no more. Like why would you do that for yourself? You should be grateful. Okay. Like you think these like big time millionaires or athletes, like they get to their destination and like their problems stop? No, they amplify. Okay. Their problems amplify and they're like very grateful because like they can handle those now, because they're in the situation that they can, either it's financially or as a business wise, they've been in that world now. Okay, me, if I was get put right there, I wouldn't know what to do because like I'm still handling the shit that I have right now. But then like as I grow as a person, as an influencer, it's only gonna get amplified. Okay, slowly but surely. And now look back and be like, my life wasn't that bad back in the day. I don't know how I would handle it if I was to grab TJ from like 2020 and put myself and switch places with him. I probably handle everything that he was going on perfectly, but can he handle everything right now that I have, like responsibility wise? No, he can't, so I have to be grateful about like the opportunities that I prayed for God for and God gave me it. But then a little bit of problem that comes with it, I can't be like, oh, bills, oh, this, oh, car payments, oh, gas and all that, like I used to pray for times like this, and I'm not gonna sit here and be like ungrateful for it, and you shouldn't do that to yourself too. You should think about every situation that you're in and be like, I used to pray about this and now I have it, and I can't be like, oh, I don't want it no more. This is something that you wanted, you prayed for, so you can't turn back now. You gotta turn forward and face it. You know what I mean? Okay, so stay consistent, bro, and you'll be all right. Okay, we're reaching towards the end of this podcast, but all I want to say now is we can talk about loving yourself, we can talk about consistency or discipline, but at the end of the day, you gotta believe in yourself. Okay, truly believe in yourself, believe in the things that you have, believe in the opportunities that you're gonna get. Okay, believe in that you are capable of taking these things. You gotta believe in yourself. Okay, you gotta be your biggest cheerleader in these type of things. Okay, you cannot like downgrade you cannot like think anything lower. You got to think about everything great for yourself. Okay, because at the end of the day, God is not going to give you a dream that he cannot give you. All right, so keep pushing towards those goals that you have. Think big, bro. Be delusional, think crazy. Okay, these people here's your goals, here's your plan and all that, they don't get it, okay? Because they're not you, all right? They're gonna think and be like, oh, this TJ wants to be in the NFL, he's too small. TJ wants to play in the NFL, he's not black, he's not this, he's not that. But then it's not their fault that they can't see the things in my head. If they was to see everything in my head, they'll believe. But they're not me, okay? So they don't understand my goals, okay? They don't understand why I'm working out so much. They don't understand why I train so much. They don't understand these things, but the things that they're not supposed to understand. The only people that should understand is you and God, okay? So keep that shit to yourself. Keep striving, keep pushing, because if you continue to listen to people's opinions about your dreams, your hopes and dreams, you're never gonna push towards them, okay? Who gives a fuck, man? If you want to be a singer, be a singer. You want to be a lawyer, be a lawyer. If you want to be a doctor, be a doctor. If you want to be a pro athlete, be a pro athlete. Shit, if you want to be a rapper, be a fucking rapper, okay? Do these things for yourself, bro. Don't sit and be like, damn, like, yeah, he was right. She was right. Maybe I can't do it. You fucking can, bro. Just put one foot in front of another and keep moving, okay? These people that say these things, they're just gonna be eating their fucking words when you get there, okay? Just keep going. Like, their little 3 seconds of like yapping to you about how your dreams are not achievable, they're just mad because their dreams didn't go right for themselves, okay? They didn't have people around them to help them and inspire them, okay? They're sad about themselves, okay? So they had to make you sad with them because they're by themselves. They don't have anybody to be sad with. They'd be like, oh, you want to be a pro athlete? Well, I wasn't able to be a pro athlete, so you're not gonna be a pro athlete. So we can both be not pro athletes together. It's like, why would you do that, bro? Like, who cares if my kid wants to be an Olympian? Let's fucking do it, bro. I'm gonna support him 100%. If like somebody says that they want to be a rapper, I'm gonna support you 100%. Just fucking invest in yourself and do something and put out music, Give me a reason why I should continue believing you, okay? I'm giving people reasons why so they can, like, believe in me, meaning, like, even though I don't need it, it's like, my accolades and everything, They got to look at this and be like, okay, damn, TJ is convincing me now, Like, I just got to keep stacking these proofs and everything, and then it's just going to amplify everything, It's going to make everybody believe, because a lot of people, they can't believe until they see it. So fuck it, just close your eyes then, Like, continue. If you're not gonna believe in me, if you're just gonna sit there and be like, oh, teacher can't do it, then fuck it, go do your thing, okay? You're gonna see my name on TV one day, and it's gonna be me, and it's gonna be me, and you're like, that can't be the TJ I know. Zoom in, that's me, that's my name, TJ Tao, right there in your face, So that's what I want. That's what I really, really want, is to have that type of, like, revenge on people that kind of look at me and be like, oh, TJ, he's not gonna be like that, he's just a regular ass Hmong dude. But I'm not, okay? And I'm telling myself every day, I'm not no regular ass dude. I really be out here doing the things that I want to do. I really be putting myself out there and talking my shit for real, okay? And I really be walking the walk, walking the talk, So fuck those people that talk down on you and your dreams, because like one day they're gonna be eating their words. They're gonna be like, fuck, bro. I was like, damn, imagine if like I was still friends with him. Imagine I still kept with him in my life. He's so dope right now, bro. Like, I still have his number. Let me see if he'll answer if I call. I don't want to though. And it's like, you had to keep pushing, okay? Because people don't believe you until you get there anyways. And people are gonna judge you anyways. Even if you get up there, people are still gonna hate somehow. So fuck it, bro. Just do what you gotta do to get to where you want to be. All right. But that really closes out this podcast of self-discipline. Okay, having discipline is so important to have in your life. It's gonna amplify everything. Okay, either emotionally, either your goals, or either your dreams, or like businesses, anything that you want to like uplift in your life. You have to have consistency plus discipline. Okay, motivation is like what you get, okay? What you get and what you can say, okay? Like I said, discipline is an action, all right? Discipline is like you actually doing it and you actually showing people that you do it. They see it in your face, they see it in your body, they see that how you talk. They're like, oh, this dude is mad disciplined. He actually walks the talk, So you got to really understand yourself and be like, okay, well, discipline is the one main thing that I got to have in my life, okay? Because a lot of people, they don't have discipline, and you don't really got to look at them like like crazy. You don't gotta really look at them to know that they don't have discipline. All right, just look at them and look at the way they talk. They just don't have it. At the end of the day, discipline is everything. Dream big. All right, dream big and continue going at it, because a lot of people nowadays, they don't dream big at all. Okay, and and when you dream big, they laugh at you because they don't see themselves doing it. But don't let their don't let them dull your light. Okay, you have something in you. The reason why you think about doing that is because you have something in you that you want to do. Okay, that you have something in you that strives to be not normal. Okay, you have something in you to change something. Okay, there's people in this life that are like up there now. People laughed at them. It's not like people always like on board with them. Okay, people laughed at them. People mocked them. But then they eventually got to where they want to be, and then everybody's eating up their words because they're like, oh wow, you know. So they had the discipline to keep going in their head. Okay, they said they have a dream, they have a thought, and they made it. They put into action. All right, and that's really just how it is. All right, and I want y'all to understand that you have to have discipline. All right, discipline. All right, everything you want in life, discipline. Okay, but again, thank you guys for watching Tips with T. All right. Um, every episode on Tuesdays. I record on Sundays, but then today's Tuesdays for us. Okay. Um, like I said, thank you guys for the kind comments, the kind words that y'all said to me, and like everything. Like it really hits me in the heart to continue doing this and like pursuing this type of content. While my knee is healing. Oh, let me give y'all an update. So my surgery is on February 4th. Okay. If I had to skip a Tips with Teeth on Tuesdays in the next few weeks, I'm sorry, but don't worry, I'll update y'all. But I don't want to skip it, okay? But if it might be just a late, and then it's just gonna be like an update. So I will be out of commissions of football until then, but I will be going crazy on PT. I still be working out like my upper body, but PT to my legs, and then yeah, I'm just very excited for this comeback. Like this is just like a setback on life. No, 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 a rest on life that I've been going so crazy for, and like God is like, all right, you've been going crazy. Before I even show you like everything you wanted, let me give you some rest. So when I give it to you, you can actually like go full force on it. Because I've been going crazy for like 5 years now, and this happening is just kind of like a blessing in disguise. So I'm not even mad. I'm just kind of like leaning on God right now, and then like hoping for the best. So I'm really gonna be hyper focused on uh, physical therapy, hyper focused on like getting my legs like situated and back to 100%. So when I get back on that field, I'm just me or better. So yeah, thank you guys for watching today's episode with Tips with T. My name is TJ Tao. Peace.